How are you today?
Hello, thank you very much for having me here with you. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here.
It's a pleasure for me as well. And first of all, let me tell you that congratulations on the new strategic partnership with World Trans.
Thank you very much.
For you today.
Well, it has been a long work together. We wanted to establish a very deep agreement between both companies because it's a long-term agreement. We believe in each other's strategy for the region, and it's a very important moment, I think, for us here in the region.
Absolutely, and you know, the most important thing is you're here in first time in the Dubai Airshow, right?
That's right, exactly.
How is it? How is the entire whole, scene going for you? I know it's overwhelming. It's crazy and. Tell me about how is it for you to be in the first time for the Dubai Airshow?
This is seriously a surprise for me.
Yeah.
I knew this place was great, this show was great.
Yeah.
This is the reason we wanted to be here.
Yeah.
But this has exceeded our expectations, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of companies, established companies, but also startups, a lot of movement around, a lot of business opportunity, but you can also feel the involvement of the community.
Yes.
You can see here students coming in, interested, so
there's
it's
a lot of
different event. Seriously, it's different. So we have to be here, and I recommend everyone to go to this show.
Absolutely.
It's a must.
Absolutely. So let's talk, more about Crisalion because it's a revolution. It's revolutionizing the fleet management solutions for both ground-based and air-based operations, right? And that's actually also featuring an intriguing design and very innovative functionalities in both of the domains. So today we'd like to actually hear from you about your plans to introduce in this groundbreaking technology and the position that you're positioning Spain in the Middle East.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For us, first of all, the groundbreaking technology must fulfill customer needs. We're a company that don't think about technology just for the sake of it. We always think about technology because it must have an end. It must satisfy customers' needs.
Yeah.
And what we think is that with this kind of aircraft, it's critical to have massive adoption of the technology.
Okay.
But this may not be that easy. Why? Because what happens is that light aircraft like this one can be a little bit shaky sometimes in the air. So for this reason, we decided to develop a new technology that is called fly-free, that stabilizes completely the aircraft.
Okay.
It's very comfortable when you have wind gas, when you have, for example, turbulences. And it's a technology that we think is disruptive. It's something completely different from the rest of the eVTOL architectures and configurations. What we think is that this technology, innovative technology, must be also innovative in innovative places such as Dubai, such as Middle East. So for this reason, we think that this is the market where we want to be. This is the market where we think that society is going to understand that, going to understand that this is needed. We understand each other. So this is the place to be for us commercially, but also in terms of promoting innovation and making all the society understand that this is a must. We need to adopt it.
Exactly. I mean, that's the very reason why Dubai is the right place as well, because here we're embracing technology. We're embracing, sustainable and innovations over here. So that's exactly what I want to hear from you. The current state of the market, and the near-term outlook, exploring the critical trends in the AAM industry. What are some of, for example, what are some of the, stringent regulations perhaps you're seeing as a challenge even here,
Regulation sometimes is conceived by OEMs as a challenge, even as an obstacle sometimes. But we take a very different approach. We think that regulators are our partners because we are the first ones that want these aircraft to be as safe as possible.
Okay.
And they need to be at least as safe as conventional aircraft. So regulators help us in achieving this objective. Without them, we will have problems. So we understand that sometimes regulation is demanding because it has to be demanding. We cannot risk the lives of anyone, anywhere. So we feel comfortable working with regulation, regulators all over the world, and we think that this is a must, as well as we have said previously, for mass adoption of this technology in all societies.
Okay, that's great. And so one of the company's objectives is also to create a substantial value for its investors in the medium term, targeting a market estimated to reach around $70 billion by 2030, right? So specifically, what developments are we anticipating in the Middle East region in terms of orders or deals? Now that we know there is a spike of interest for the Middle East to dominate this sector by 2030.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
Yeah.
I think that one of the main trends that we are going to see is that commercially this kind of aircraft need to satisfy different kind of missions. We are talking a lot about urban mobility, but we also have to talk about emergency and medical services, cargo, and so on. So I think that we are going to see these trends progressing in parallel, and for this reason we need multi-purpose aircraft such as Integrity that can satisfy this kind of markets, because this reduces as well the risk of the customer. When you have an aircraft that can be configured for either one mission or the other, your risk as a buyer is reduced. And I think that this is a trend that we are going to see coming in the next months and next years.
So here's a quick question for you. When we're talking about eVTOLs and aircrafts, we're also talking about airspace management, right? So
this is critical.
Yes, absolutely. And it's very critical to address these issues as well. So how do you envision on addressing, this issue as well as delivering solutions for them? So what stands, what is that thing stands apart from the terms of Crisalion as well?
Traffic management
is
difficult because it has to be connected with all parts of the environment. It has to be connected with the aircraft, with the vertiport, also with conventional aircraft. So this is the place where we have to put a lot of effort together. The community is not a matter of just a single company. It's a matter that we have to work together because it involves many stakeholders.
Correct.
I hope we can work together, and this is one of the things I'm trying to encourage everyone, for example, here in Dubai Airshow, that this kind of industry is not an industry for a single company to work alone. We need to work together and foster this kind of things, such as air traffic management. It's critical without any kind of doubt.
Absolutely. And when we're even talking about such kind of technologies are coming in, of course, we have to think about the future of aviation, right? We're talking about the Gen Z travelers, and who grew up with the heightened awareness of climate change and the global crisis that needs a more promising catering. So that's where we want to know how Crisalion is promising to shape their future.
Well, of course, all our solutions are very much focused on the trends that current new generations and current generations are demanding from mobility. It's not only the aircraft what they demand an experience, and the journey has to be an experience for them. So it's very important also what they can do inside the aircraft, the eVTOL, when they are flying, connectivity, infotainment, but they are also going to demand, for example, recycled materials. We are working on this. It's one of our visions for the future. We are introducing already this kind of materials in these vehicles because these are new kind of requirements that new generations are bringing in. And of course, we need to satisfy them.
That's great. And, for when you were talking about, let's talk about you as well. You come from a background of European Space Agency and from the NASA at the International Space Station as well for many years in the role of operation leader. What are your key predictions for the aerospace market in the Middle East?
Well, I think this is going to be explosive because we are going to see a lot of new companies, important companies, because currently we see lots of startups with great ideas, with great funding, and they are on the correct path. And we can see that they are already launching very important missions, space missions. We couldn't even think about them like 10 years ago. And I think that this is going to be one of the places to be in the near term for any space company. I think that the developments that we are seeing here are very fast, very innovative, And we have all the different pieces, I think, to make it succeed.
Yeah, that's great. And for your final question, can we look at net zero 2050 goal?
Yeah, I think so. I think at least this has to be the objective.
Absolutely.
At least we need to try it.
Yeah.
And I think that with this kind of technology, with the help of regulators, governments, all kind of stakeholders, we can make it. So let's put all our effort in it. Let's try it.
I'm so glad to meet you finally, and I'm so happy. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you very
on
much.
the strategic partnership.
Thank you very much.
So much, Oscar.
Thank you very much.